Hi there, this is Chris St. Cyr with Horse a Day. I'm here at Road to the Horse 2013 with Miss Heidi McLaughlin, and she wrote the book, Kick Your Fear of Horses. There we go. Tell us a little bit about your book.
I wrote this book as a result of being a former fearful rider, and I tell my own story. It took me 7 years to get over it, and I decided there was no book or anything out there that could help people, like a resource. Not everybody can go to a clinic, and so I wrote this book to try to help people get over their fear sooner than 7 years.
Right.
So what I did was I interviewed all these experts, and Stacy Westfall, Richard Winters, Chris Cox, Mike Kevill, just to name a few, and I went and asked them what their advice would be if somebody
For
had...
women specifically?
Well, it's men or women, but typically women tend to struggle more with their fear than men. And so...
men do, but they don't show it.
They don't want to tell you about it. But
right,
I have had some brave men that will come up and talk to me and
say,
tell
hey,
me
I
they've
really
got some
got this
fear
problem.
issues.
Yeah.
And so I interviewed them all to get their opinion, and then I followed 3 women for a year using my method, and I put their results and how
In
they
your book?
did. Yeah.
In your book?
Yeah. So typically, if you follow my instructions, it takes about a year, and to get over your fear. And usually, I always tell people that fear begins where knowledge ends. Because typically, what it is it's a guide to help you peel back the layers, figure out where the holes are in your training, figure out what you need to do to get confident.
Yeah.
And I figure if I could do it, anybody could, because I was even afraid to pick up a horse's foot.
Now, what happened with you? Why did you come into this fear? What happened?
When I was about 8 years old, I had my grandmother's barn sour horse that I was running, taking on a trail ride. I was about 8. I didn't have any skill. And the horse just took off with me and ran me home. I mean, at a full gallop.
Headed you back to the barn, huh?
Right back to the barn. And it scared me so bad. And then my grandmother told me, hey, get up and run, as if the horse was going to eat me. And so for my whole life, it instilled this fear. It was never dealt with. No one told me what I did wrong.
Yeah.
And so when I finally, I would ride a few rental ponies here and there. When I got old enough and I had the time and the money and I got a horse, I was terrified.
You were.
I still had
and
that
you didn't
fear.
tell anybody about your fears at that point?
No, I was embarrassed. So I didn't want people to know. I tried to hide it. And I talk a lot about that in the book, about us trying to hide fear, because it's there and it's going to stay there until we deal with it. So I tell people, fear is an emotion. It's a nasty one. It plants a seed and it just grows and grows.
That's then festers, isn't it?
But courage, on the other hand, that is a action word, and you have to muster up your own courage and just face it. And there were many days I was frustrated and crying, but I got through it.
You came through it.
I got through it, and I wrote this book because I want other people to know what it feels like to ride, not just with confidence, but with joy.
Tell us a little bit about this horse here that you have on the cover of your book.
Well, I've had this horse since he was 18 months old. Chris Cox actually started the horse for me back in 2002. And that was when I went to my first clinic with my horse that had 6 weeks on him. That's when I realized how much I didn't know.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I actually went to that clinic in 2002 with Chris Cox thinking that I was an intermediate rider, and I didn't know anything.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh, did I not know anything. And I think he was scratching his head thinking, oh my gosh, this gal is going to try to ride this horse, and he's 18 months old and full, or actually he's coming on 2 by then.
Yeah.
Full of P&V like all those young colts are. And I'll never forget the first day I tried to work with him.
Did he have a little come and set too with Chris?
Chris was great with him. It was me. The first day I tried to even lunge him, it was like a bee at the end of a string.
Yeah. Not focused at all.
He was just insane and full of energy, and it was a cold day, and I just thought, holy heck, what have I got myself into?
Yeah.
Now he's 13 years old, and this is one of those once-in-a-lifetime horses.
Does he take care of you now?
Well, no, actually, he's a hard horse to ride. He makes you work for it. He's very well trained, but he makes you work for it. But what's happened is that I was able to get through that green on green thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people,
makes black and blue.
And I have a chapter in the book called that. But it was just a lot of hard work, and now this horse and I are great partners. I still don't like somebody to ride him unless they know what they're doing, because
Right.
he makes you work for it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wouldn't say he takes care of me. I would say we take care of each other.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. And what's your website so people can find you and find your book?
My
Where's your
webs-
book sold?
My book is on Amazon. It's
Okay.
on Kindle, but it's also on my website. And you can go to Fearless Rider, which is www.fearlessrider.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you
And
so much. And
thank
what's
you.
your thoughts about this weekend? What's going to happen this weekend? Who's your favorite? Or don't you dare to say?
I know.
Don't you dare to say?
I'm kind of leaning towards the women, and I'll tell you why. I'm from California, and both those girls are from California.
Aha.
And I got a little soft spot for Sarah Winters because I'm good friends with Richard and Sarah and Cheryl. So I just got a little edge on me.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think Abby's really great. She's only 19 years old, and she's got a lot of talent. So I'm rooting for the girls this year.
Good job. Good job. Well, thank you so much. And it was
Thank
nice
you.
talking with you.
It was a pleasure.
And have a good weekend.
Thank you. You
Take
too.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey there. We are the three fillies of Horseaday.
Chris, Tina, and Jackie.
We would love for you to check out some more of our videos and interviews at horseadayblog.com.